guys, this is part 3 of my paranormal experience story times. So this one is the sleepover from hell. So this story is like horrifying. It happened my sophomore year. So this was my sophomore year. I'm gonna be calling everyone, I'm not gonna call anyone their names because there's a lot of girls involved in the story and I don't know if they really want their names said or anything, because a lot of them I haven't been in contact with since, high school. But, so I'm gonna be calling them by just letters. So, first off, so it was my, friend, she was more of an acquaintance, but it was my friend T's birthday. I'd never been to her house before, and this girl, I could make a whole series about her. She was insane. She was a literal crazy person. But so it was her birthday. I wasn't really excited to go. I didn't really want to go. I only went because my friend H really wanted me to go, she was going, so I went, because I didn't want her to go there alone, and I didn't want to go there alone, and we got each other's backs, and so my friend H also knows one of T's mutual friends. She didn't go to our school. A, I think I had met A couple times, but this was the first time I'd spent a lot of time with her. And then P was there too. I wasn't really close to P. None of us were really close to P. She was more of a T's friend. So, whatever. It's a weird night. It was a weird experience just because T is crazy. And, just kind of compulsive liar type of girl. And then, so it was just kind of none of us were eating. They didn't really, there was no snacks or anything, and we're teenage girls, so where are the snacks at? But, it was a very odd experience. And then T decides, this house was big. It was one of those long, one-story, long, flat, just houses, no stories, nothing. T's bedroom, her parents' bedrooms were all the way over here. Then there was a living room. Then there was this long hallway, and then there was another living room and a kitchen, and then the guest bedroom we were staying in. Long house, far apart. T decides, I don't want to sleep out here with you guys, I'm going to go sleep in my room. So we were sick. Okay. So she's you guys can either sleep in the guest bedroom, there's 2 beds in there, or you guys can sleep on the futon in the living room. P immediately goes to the bedroom and, falls asleep. I think she was sexting her boyfriend. So she was sexting her boyfriend, she went into the bedroom. But in the bedroom, they had, a day bed where it had the bed frame that it kind of looks like a couch, but it's made of metal. So they had a day bed on the wall. My dog is scratching at doors. They had a day bed on the wall, and then they had a bed that didn't really have a bed frame. It was just rolling. It had a rolling underneath thing. So that was pushed up to the other bed, so that they could make one big bed if we all wanted to stay together. And then the closet was empty. It just had hangers in it. That was pretty much the whole room. And so she went to bed. H, A, and me, we stayed up, and we were kind of laying on the futon, and we kind of felt uneasy. We were looking out into the backyard because it was a sliding glass door. So we were looking out into the backyard, and we could see things moving in the backyard, and we started freaking out. And then we felt something behind us where that long hallway was, and the whole hallway was covered in pictures, picture frames. We looked back and we were we all felt really uneasy. So I guess I was the bravest one. They got me to do it. But they said, Bridget, go check on P and like see how she's doing. So I go back and I look in, and she's asleep. She's just dead ass asleep. So I was like, oh, she's asleep. And then I felt something weird like go through me, like I don't know, I felt like this pressure almost like to go through me, and it freaked me out. Then I ran back to the futon, and H was like, did you see that? And I was like, what? And then I look back into the picture frames, and in the picture frames you can see a shadow of a man, a faceless man, walking back and forth down the hallway. And H told me, she's like, I saw that thing walk through you. And I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this. So we got scared to be out in the living room because of that hallway. So we ran into the bedroom. H and A got in the day bed, and I got in the rolly bed with P. And we were laying down, and we woke her up, and she was like, what's going on? We were like, we're just freaked out, we're gonna stay in here. So I started to get like really uneasy, kind of started like panicking almost. And I was watching my feet because I felt uneasy, like something was gonna get me. And the door was closed. This girl doesn't have pets. So the door is closed, and this big white mass comes up from under the bed and grabs my feet. And I jolted back, and then out of instinct, I jumped onto the other bed, and so did P. And because when we jumped, the bed flew out across the room. Nothing was under the bed. Just kind of flew, and we were all four of us were just sitting against the back of the daybed, like the long way of it, sitting against the back metal bar thing, just like freaking out, because I had just been grabbed by something, and we were just kind of freaking out, like trying to almost ignore it, but we couldn't. So in the closet, which was directly in front of us, the hangers started moving and like going very slowly, clicking against each other. And H was freaking out. She was like, don't look at the closet, don't look at the closet. And so we sat like this for a while. P had like goosebumps all over her arms. So the order of how we were sitting, it was like P, me, H, and A. And A was just kind of like trying to watch stuff on her phone, like trying to ignore it. P was calling her boyfriend. He was like, it's the middle of the night, stop calling me. But, because it was late. It was late by this time. And we had screamed, like blood-curdling screamed. And literally no one else in the house woke up, which I think was weird. If there's a bunch of teenage girls, you know, sleeping at your house, her parents were older, wouldn't you come out and be like, girls, you need to quiet down, or like, girls, what's going on? But anyway, so we're sitting there, and I start feeling really uneasy, like on my back, and kind of almost started freaking out. I was like, can something, like, I feel like it's gonna happen again, you know? And then all of a sudden, I feel H, and she pushes me forward, and then screams, kind of. And we were like, what the hell happened? And she lifted up her shirt, and something had scratched her across the back. And she said, I saw a hand coming up for you, so I pushed you out of the way, and it got me. And I was like, fuck this, right? And I remember, so we sat there, all of us kind of in the middle of the bed, freaking out. And then all of a sudden, the bed started bouncing up and down, like the mattress was bouncing, and we were all sitting very still, freaked out. Bed was bouncing, we were all flipping out. And then I remember me and H had to pee really bad. So we mustered up the courage, went out the door, and we ventured to the bathroom together, and we peed together because we were both very scared to be alone. And then we came back, and it rolled around, and it was like probably 2 or 3 in the morning, and we were like, the moment it hits like 6, we're calling our parents to pick us up, because this is, like, none of us slept. So, it hits like 2 in the morning, and we couldn't sit in that bedroom anymore. So, but the bed was bouncing, shit was moving, so we all went and we sat in the living room, and when we were sitting in the living room waiting to call our parents till 6, we still saw that thing in the hallway, in the reflections, walking back and forth. And it was weird. It was really creepy. So 6 rolls around, we all speed dial our parents, and we're like, hey, like, can you come pick us up? When's the earliest you can pick us up? And I was calling my grandparents, and they were like, oh, like, I guess 7 or 8. And I was like, perfect, because I want to leave. So we were so freaked out to be in the hallway that we went outside, and she had a trampoline in the back. So we all went and we sat on the trampoline, and H and I, the other girls didn't see that they saw this, but we saw a figure of a woman in the sliding glass door, and they had a metal bar to, like, you know, go down so that you couldn't open the door from the outside if someone was to break in. And the metal bar fell down. Like, she put it down into the thing so it couldn't be opened. And then there was also, like, a figure of a boy looking at us from the parents' bedroom. And it was really creepy. We could feel something under the trampoline, and it was just like we were stuck out there. Like, we were locked out there. We couldn't get in because the sliding glass door or something had put the bar down. And then T's mom woke up. Sweet lady. She woke up, she lifted the bar up, and she came out and she said, "Why are you girls out here?" We're like, "I don't know, we're just hanging out. Like, we woke up early." And then me and H did some investigating before our parents showed up. And we were like, "Oh, how'd you sleep last night?" She was like, "Great, slept like a rock, I always do." We're like, "Did you hear any noises last night?" And she was like, "No." How did she not hear us scream? That's what I want to know. And then, like, I don't know. And then we went back into the room to kind of get our stuff. And the room was sponge painted. And if you looked into the mirror and looking at the wall that we were sitting against, you could see in the sponge painting, but it was reversed, so you could only see it through the mirror. It said T's name. And we were like, that freaked us out too. But, so we, me and H were the first ones to leave. We got the hell out of there. And I slept the whole next day because I didn't sleep that whole night. It was horrifying. So yeah, that was my part 3 of my paranormal story time series. This was the Sleepover from Hell, and see you guys in the next one. All my links will be down in the description. Bye!